To answer your question, I I don't have a problem fighting him. I mean, I would love to have the revenge that loss. So that is not a problem for me. Um, and I'm a competitor. I look forward to any type of competition. And to answer your question, yes, that is on my radar because that is I will love anybody will love to avenge anything that they can. So yes, to answer your question, yes, I will. I look forward to something like that.
I thought I did a good job. I thought I did a good job in the first round using my jab. At times I got a little wild, but at the end of the first round, I thought that my pressure and some of the shots that I had hit him with, he definitely felt. And, I felt that he was, if the fight had went about 5 or 6 rounds, he would, start to wilt from the pressure. But, with that being said, after the first round, I got a little reckless because, I saw how effective I was in the first round and I might have rushed a little bit and, just got wild with my shots. And, it was one thing that we worked on religiously, not reaching on him because he's a counterpuncher and he can, catch you with those shots. And he capitalized on it, and he finished the job, and so kudos to him.
As far as his jab, I thought Seth Mitchell's jab was really good. It was better. It actually was better tonight than it ever have been. And man, I didn't have a problem with it because I kind of expected him to kind of start jabbing. I just didn't know will he start with it or will he start with power. But I knew I expected the pressure. I trained for the pressure, and I take my hat off to him because he did it. He did so much. He did everything right, as far as I'm concerned, because he came forward. He came forward. He started working behind his jab, and that's what made the fight really difficult because already got a big strong guy in front of you. They could punch. Everyone sees that. And then he started working behind his jab, so it made it a little difficult. So I had to hurry up and switch up certain things that I wanted to do. I initially wanted to do, but I didn't do it first because how he came at me. That's the one thing that in boxing you can't guarantee how your opponent gonna come at you. You only can assume and prepare for what you assume. And one thing Seth said when we was on a conference call that I definitely agree with is having more than one game plan because you don't know what's gonna happen the night of the fight. And once I seen him coming towards me, working behind his jab, I said, okay, now I got to switch up and do something else. As of right now, I have no idea. I mean, if it's on the table, I mean, I never took a plate of food off the table. So if it's on the table, I mean, I take it. Thank you.
Coming into this fight, you spent a lot of time preparing yourself to fight Seth. Talk about your 2 days you did for that fight with your trainer. Then you had the 2 days you were doing with your trained Vladimir. Did you ever at any time during your training camp think that, maybe just the physicalness of what I'm doing, I'm losing all the gym and I might not have it all I get for the early seven?
No, I never thought about that. I mean, the whole situation with me preparing for the fight Seth and preparing Vladimir, it was just a situation of knowing what you have to do and doing it. I mean, actually, believe it or not, it actually sounds harder than what it really was. I mean, exactly. I was that. That's what really gathered me up because at the end of the night, every night, I just passed out and I slept so hard. But the last week, the fight week, which is last week, all during the week, it really gave me a whole lot of rest because all I had to do was train pretty much once or maybe twice a day. I didn't have to train someone else. So I mean, it just really helped me out. A lot of people assumed because I was training in Austria that I was going to be affected by coming over to the States. Was I mean, it does nothing to me. Jet lag, I had no problem with that, and I never do. So.
I also want to ask you, you and your team and Vladimir, you all came from Germany after the fight. You had a very emotional day on Tuesday. some guys that would be a distraction. Other guys, they would use it to sort of motivate them. Did you think about him at all during the fight, during the walk to the ring? I mean, where was Emmanuel's situation when you weren't in?
Emmanuel was all in my ear and all in my head because you got to understand that we talking about a guy who introduced me to boxing, who taught me just about everything I know about boxing. You know, when I first traveled to an HBO meeting, I traveled with Emmanuel. You know, when I first met the great Oscar De La Hoya, I was standing right next to Emmanuel. When I first met the great Bernard Hopkins, I was standing next to Emmanuel. So all the good things and all the positive things that happened in boxing came through that. And he was with me tonight in spirit. He was all in my ear telling me just keep, in other words, keep moving and keep boxing. We understood that we was going to get pressured a whole lot. That what we understood, and that's what we was prepared for. And I mean, he was with me the whole time. So that's why the first thing I did and said that I dedicated this victory to Emmanuel because he prepared me for it a long time ago, and I'm definitely grateful for him for that.